to you and welcome to Adelante Chicago. I'm Lourdes Duarte. Bienvenidos. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, busloads of migrants have continued to arrive in Chicago as the governor of Texas tries to make a political statement. He says Biden's immigration policies are exhausting his state resources with more migrants crossing the border each day. Over the last 2 weeks, at least 200 migrants have turned to Chicagoans for help. And joining us to explain what's happening and the help that's needed is Delilah Martinez. She is the founder of the Mural Movement and also the owner of Vault Gallery, community leader, creative activist, and philanthropist. Quite the title there. Hello,
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so this is interesting because you, as we said, own an art gallery, and you decided, look, this is a big enough problem that I need to get involved. So talk to me about how the connection came about and how you were able to access some of these folks.
So on Thursday night, when they started to arrive, my friend Ricky Medina, which is the founder of Rackham Entertainment, he gave me a call and he said, there's asylum seekers arriving in Chicago. I heard there's about 100 of them. He's like, what should we do? We need to help them. And typically the Mural Movement, we're always at the front lines of trying to help underserved people. So I said, well, we could use the gallery to accept physical donations and monetary donations as well, so we could have people come and drop stuff off. And so immediately that night, I called Kid from Pilsen, and we all decided to make a flyer and wake up early in the morning to allow the public to start bringing in those donations.
So you're just everyday citizens who live in Chicago, who see the need and decided to go out and help. In the meantime, as these folks are coming into the city, you've gotten a chance to meet some of them. So tell me, one, how many of them are doing, because you've been able to keep in touch, the types of things that they're needing, anything like that?
Yeah, so as far as how they are doing, they seem like in good spirits. They seem more relieved to actually be here. Everybody is, laughing, smiling, even though I feel like I would be stressed in this type of environment, just coming to somewhere that's unknown. You don't know the language, you don't know the people, you don't know if you should trust the people. They seem to be in really good spirits. As far as things they need, what we've noticed is there's like pregnant women, there's kids, there's babies, there's single dads. A lot of them only have the clothes on their back. So there's a lot of necessities such as feminine products, baby products, clothes, toiletries, cell phones. They want to be able to call home as well. So we've been working on getting all those things.
Yeah, and it must be, as you said, so hard for them. Oftentimes they're here alone. They don't have any family, no friends who live here, so they don't really know who to turn to. I would imagine it's particularly difficult for the kids who have, just ridden in a bus for days probably to get here to Chicago. What are you noticing as to how they're doing in a situation like this?
Well, besides them just being bused, they also took a few months walking to get to Texas or San Diego border, whatever the borders are. So it takes them months to get here. So I can't imagine what the journey was before they actually reached the U.S. A lot of them are walking in the jungles. A lot of them are crossing rivers with only the clothes on their back, no food. Some of them are there's animals, there's deadly snakes on the journey. So they get here and they're denied in Texas. So I can't imagine, they're probably excited, like, oh, we're finally getting there. And then they get there and they're denied. So I can't imagine what it feels like to be walking for so long through the trenches, getting there to somewhere where you would call this is the land of dreams and opportunity, and then you're denied. And now you're bused to another place in which you
probably don't know
familiar
anything about. Right.
Exactly. And then also some of the families were separated at Texas because what they do is they start busing people different places. So some of those families, like men and women, are being separated, husband and wives.
Have you met people like that, where they maybe were separated from their children or a cousin or a friend and sent to a completely different city?
Yeah, some of the males, their wives or girlfriends are in different cities, so they don't even know how to contact each other. They don't even have phones. They don't know where each other is at. So right now, what we're actually working on is phones. We just purchased 45 cell phones so we could pass out to families, so that way they could try to contact them. But it's like, how are they even going to contact them when the other person doesn't have a phone and they don't know where each other is?
So many logistical issues to get through. Okay.
Correct.
In the meanwhile, as we said, you've opened up your art gallery for any donations that people want to make, and you are on a daily basis sort of donating them and getting them to the people who need them.
That's correct. So every day we open around 9 a.m. Kid from Pilsen, he arrives, and we start accepting the donations. So there's people from all over bringing in physical items, clothes, feminine products, toiletries, toiletries. We also had someone named Larry from Disparity Law. He dropped off tons of backpacks.
Wow.
So we have several different people donating, and also Cradles to Crayons just donated a massive amount of kids' clothes, which was really helpful.
And before we go, obviously it's such a controversial issue, but you're noticing that the community is responding.
Yes, I mostly noticed is the everyday people that are in the struggle themselves, like myself and my peers, that are reacting faster than the people that are in city leadership that could do a lot more than we can.
Yeah.
But I think because we're also at that ground level and understand compassion, empathy, and love, that we're able to help those people.
All right, so if folks want to help, again, they can go to your gallery, Vault Gallery, and contact her that way. And again, her movement called the Mural Movement, they have a website, themuralmovement.org.
Correct.
All right. Thank you, Delilah. And stay with us. He's a beloved Chicago veteran who is fighting to find affordability. Why he says he may have to move out of the place built in his honor.